In this unit, you will Android containers that you can use in some of your apps. So at the end of this unit, you'll be able to recognize some of the Android containers such as SearchView, VideoView, and TabHost. Some of the Android containers are, you have these three containers. We saw list view, we saw grid view, we saw scroll views, and these are the other containers. So we'll start with the first one, search view. Search view contains user interface for the user to enter a search query and submit a request to the search provider. So you might have seen in Google app, you have the search, right? So when you type something, you get a different feel over there. It's not like a normal edit text, but it is a search view control. You get this cancel button, which you can see in this figure. You get this cancel button, you get this search symbol. So it is a search view control. You have some of the attributes like this. You have layout width, layout height. You can specify the control name by using the ID. You can set the iconified by default, the default state of the search view. You can set icons for that one, and you can set the input type. Input type we already saw in the edit text, right? Like send, action, next action, all those things. You can specify the input type. You can specify the query int. See, in the query int you might have seen over here. By something displayed, search view. Placeholders. Placeholders will be vanished, right? So that query int can be specified over here. So basically, an optional to be displayed in empty query field. So these are some of the methods available for the search view. So I search the search, you can start writing the XML code. So this is your syntax for your search view. Everything is common. You just have your ID, layout width, and layout height. I'll show you the output for the search view. So this is my search view. See, once I click on this search view button, it will open the keypad. See, every time when I start to type something, it keeps displaying the thing. So these are events which I'll basically explain. It's a different form of control. Instead of using the edit text for searching purposes, you can use this search view control. You also have this cancel button. When I click on this cancel button, everything is vanished. See, you get this search symbol, you get this default. See, I'm not editing, but there is a default string which is being displayed, search view. Instead of saying search view, you can say enter the place. You can use some default. So this is your search view control. So this is your syntax for search view. You have your layout width, layout to be center and top, and these things explained because you know all these attributes. So basically this is a search view control. Inside, first I'm getting the reference of the search view. Next, the query int. You might see in this example, by default there is search view present, right? So the search view is nothing but coming from here. So once I start typing something, that placeholder is being removed. So that is your int. So that I'm seeing it over here. Next, see, once you got the focus, once I put the focus, I'll close the search view. Got the focus equals to false. You lost, basically you lost the focus. Once you cursor inside the search view, you'll get a toast message. Got the focus equals to true. Once if I close this keypad, it says got the focus equals to false. Basically you lost the focus. So those things can be handled to this event. Query text focus change listener, and value over here, whether it's been focused or not. So here you can perform some actions. See, displays the. So each and every time that thing is getting displayed. So this is the coding part. App on query text listener. Inside this on query text listener, there is two functions. There is two. One is on query text submit and on query text change. So inside this on query text change, whenever you start typing the characters, this particular function will be called. Whenever you finish your typing and click on the search button, this function is called. See over here. Once I start typing, on query text change function is called. Once I click on this, see, I've finished my typing. Now when I click on this search button, which you can see in the right side corner of the screen, bottom, when I click on this search button, it says FTDHHH. Like whatever I've typed, it will display a toast. So when I click on the search button, this function is called. Simple. Whenever you change the characters inside the search view, this function is called. Whenever you click on the search button, this function is called. So you can make use of these functions in different scenarios. This was your search view control. Next, you have a video view control. Next, you have the video view control. So basically, this video view control is used for playing the videos. Like how you display the images inside the image view, this video control is used for displaying the videos. See, you get this. You get this play. See, it's playing the video. Next, if you tap on the image, you get fast. You can fast forward the video and all those things. You can fast forward, or you can skip backwards, pause button, play button. So all these things are there inside the video control. See, you have this play button, you have this pause button. Okay, that was your video view controller. So the coding for that one is okay. Before that, I'll just the simplest way to display video in Android application is used a video view control. Your video view is a visual component. When added to the layout of an activity, it provides a surface onto which a video may be played. Videos can be played in Android with the help of media controller and video view classes. Like you might have seen in the bottom, you get this play pause button, right? So that is possible by using this media controller. Media controller is a view that contains the media controls like play, pause, previous, next, fast forward, rewind, etc. So if you don't want this play pause button, you can remove this media controller. If you want that one, you need to use the media controller. So, but basically, if you want to display a video, you can use the video view. If you want the play pause button, you need to use the media controller. So these are some of the methods for the video view. So this is your syntax for the video view. I'll show you the coding for that video view. So this is my XML code for the video view. Everything is same, just my control name is video view. Fine. Inside my Java file, okay, before that, I've placed my 3GP file. This video is a 3GP file. I've placed it within this raw folder. Okay, just remember this one. If you want to place the videos, you can put all the videos inside the raw folder. But by default, when you create a new Android Studio project, you won't get this raw folder. So you need to create the raw folder. And the letter should be with the name as RAW itself. For creating the raw folder, right click on the RES folder. I repeat once more, right click on the RES folder, new, you select the second option, Android Resource Dictionary. Fine. You click on the second folder, Android Resource Dictionary. In the resource types, you will get this raw. So select this raw and click on OK. That's it. There are a lot of folders. So you can select this raw and click on OK. Don't change the directory name. Just leave it as it is and click on OK. So this raw, okay, it already exists. I won't create it once more. So this raw folder will be created. Now put your video file inside this raw folder. I have put one video file inside this. Next, inside a Java code, you need to get the reference of video view control. Next, if you, as I said to you, if you want that play pause button, you need to declare a media controller, right? So you need to declare a media controller, store the object inside this controller. I've declared these two objects outside this on create. So I'm storing the object of this media controller inside this controller object. Next, you need to get the path of the image. Path of the video where it is present. So either you can follow this syntax or else you can follow this syntax. I've specified both the syntaxes. Either you need to say URI path equals to URI that parse android.resource slash your package name slash your file name, which is nothing but your video file name. So this will be a place where your your video will be stored inside your project package. So from there you need to get the path. So either you can say this, or either you can use this syntax, or else you can use this syntax. The only difference is here I am directly specifying my package name android.resource /com.example.android3 session / my file name, where my package name is nothing but my this one com.example.android3 session. So either you specify the package name directly or else you can use the get package name. It's always a good practice that you use the built-in function, because when we are typing we might make some mistakes, right? So it's always better to use the functions. Next, you need to say video.set media controller of controller. You pass this controller object. You give this controller to the video. Next, video.set video URI. Give the path of the URI. Give the path to the video. Next, you say video.request focus and video.start. So this will start playing your video. So this is your syntax for playing the videos. We have the last concept for today's session. That is nothing but the TabHost. So this is the TabHost container. TabHost is a container for a tabbed view, window view. TabHost object holds two children. A set of tab labels that user clicks to select a specific tab. A frame layout object that displays the contents of the page. You might have, the best example is your Facebook and WhatsApp. You might have seen in a single activity, they display the tabs, right? When you swipe towards the left or right side, you might see some different views, right? So that is accomplished using this tab concept. And the best example, as I said, was your Facebook and WhatsApp, where you display the tabs concept. So you have some of these methods: add tab, clear all tabs, get tab content view, set on tab, change listener. So you can either drag and drop the TabHost or else you can start writing the code. So this will be your code for your TabHost. So you need to open the TabHost control. Inside my TabHost control, I need to specify a linear layout. Inside the linear layout, I need to specify the tab widget and the frame layout. For all the TabHost concepts, this will be your syntax. This should be your syntax. Inside my linear layout, I need to place my tab widget and I need to place my frame layout. Fine. So basically this tab widget will display the tab names. You can customize the tab names, but as of now you display the tab names. Since you are using it inside the linear layout and specifying the orientation as vertical, so you should be able to see the tab names in the beginning, I mean in the top, and the screen view in the bottom. If you want the tabs towards the bottom, then you need to put this tab widget below this frame layout. So this is your TabHost container. So I'll just show you the output of this one. This is your TabHost. See, here I'm displaying one tab activity. If I click on this tab 1, tab 2, the message is display changed. This is tab 2. When I click on tab 3, it is tab 3 activity. So whenever I click on any one of the tabs, the view changes over there. It's almost like your WhatsApp and Facebook concept itself. The coding for that one is so I have my tab host. See here you can see the tab label is getting displayed in the top. Next you have this frame layout, right? So if I want the tab widget in the bottom, I just copy this one. It won't be displayed because it's taking the entire screen since you have given it as filled parent. It's always good that you display the tabs in the top itself. See it won't, whatever you do, it just get displays in the top itself. And even Android guidelines suggest that the tabs should be present in the top. So this is your XML code. Next. The coding for that one is this is your syntax. Okay, before that, I've created 3 tabs, 3 activities. You can see over here. Tab 1 activity, tab 2 activity, and tab 3 activity. I've created 3 activities. Inside these 3 activities, I'm creating the text view. See, if you observe my TabHost activity over here, I'm setting set content view of r.layout.activity underscore TabHost, which basically creates that view. But basically this is an activity file, right? Layout activity file. But in this tab 1, tab 2 and tab 3, I'm not creating I'm not using this concept at all. Rather, dynamically I'm creating the controls in Java. Instead of using a layout, I'm dynamically creating the controls. And I'm giving it for the set content view. So basically inside the set content view, we usually pass the layout file name, right? So instead of passing the layout file name, I'm dynamically creating the text view and giving it for the set content view. So that's the reason you are able to see that text view 1, text view 2 and text view 3 whenever you clicked on any one of the tabs. Actually, you can also create a separate layout file and hand it over here. In this example, I've just shown you in this way. So here I'm displaying tab 1. In tab 2, I'm changing the text. And in same thing even in tab 3, activity. So inside my TabHost activity, the main activity file, I'm getting the reference of my TabHost and tabs. So this is the syntax. TabHost dot new tab spec, first tab, second tab, and third tab. Here I'm creating 3 tabs. Next, I need to set the indicator. What should be displayed on the screen? So tab1 dot set indicator equals to tab1, and when I click on the tab1, which activity should be opened? I repeat once more. Whenever I click on the tab1, which activity should be opened? That needs to be specified over here. Set content. Tab1 dot set content, new intent of this comma tab1 activity dot class. See, I already explained you this intent, how to navigate from one activity to the other one, right? So you need to use the same concept. You need to use new intent, this comma tab1 activity dot class. Likewise, tab 2, I'm passing tab 2 activity. Likewise, tab 3, I'm passing tab 3 activity. And finally, I'm adding all the 3 tabs to the tab host. Tab host.add tab, tab host.add tab of 2, tab host.add tab of 3. So if you don't call these functions, the tabs won't be displayed on the screens, right? Only if you call these functions, only if you call this add tab function, the tabs will be created on the screen. So this is your coding for your tab host. So that's it for today's session. Like if you have any doubts, you can ask. I'll be sharing you this download link for this source code. No, there is a question from Ajay. Is it a simple call to Google search from the search view? No, it is nowhere related to Google search. It's just a feature provided by the control called as search view. So instead of searching in the Google, you can search it inside your records. Like if you have some records inside your database, you can search it over there, or else you can make a server call to get the data. So in different kinds of scenarios, you can use the search view control. Only thing is, search view is something like your edit text itself. Only thing is that search view will look in a different way. That's it. Yes, if you want to integrate with the Google, there are some Google APIs being provided. Probably you can just Google it and get the APIs. Call the APIs, get the data. Like Google APIs also is something like REST APIs. It's called as REST APIs. So I'll be explaining you this thing in the last session. How to call the web services. I mean, how to call the REST APIs, get the data. Basically, it gives you the JSON data. How to pass the JSON data and all those things will be explained in the last session. It's not complicated actually. It's just that you need to know some features. How to call a web service, how to call the REST API, how to get the data from and parse the data, because APIs will be giving you the JSON data. You need to convert the JSON into Java objects. So all those things will be seen in the last session. It's quite simple itself, not so complicated. There are totally 6 sessions. Right now we are in 3rd session.